Greetings mod lovers across the universe, DW here along with no one else because this is Mod Explaining. In the last episode I ended up showing you some for loops and a while loop. In this video I'm going to end up showing you the rest of the programs I should have ended up showing you in the last video, but there wasn't enough time. For those that do not know what I'm talking about, make sure to end up checking out the last video. But without further ado, let's begin. And I'm going to continue on with the rest of the programs that, once again, I should have shown you in the last video. Now, as I was saying last time, hold on. The while loop program basically ends up breaking blocks beneath you, then placing blocks, making a nice little path for you, or if you're above somewhere, a bridge. Makes a lovely either path or bridge, using whatever blocks you end up giving it. I've given it stone bricks. And also you can end up telling it how many by just putting in a certain number right here. I put 4, so it ended up going 4. Although if you wanted to make it 10, the path go 10 blocks forward, then you just need to put 10 right there. But I'm going to end up changing up the program a bit like I told you guys I would in the last video by... what am I going to do? I'm going to make it so it'll end up going forward with how many blocks are inside it, and once it ends up runs out of the blocks that are inside it, boop, 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 it will finally stop. So I'm going to basically just give it 8, and it should only go forward 8. So let me just quickly change the program. So what do I need and what do I don't need? Because all you need to do for this is just get rid of some stuff. What do I need and don't need? I don't need you. So, boop. What do I not need? I don't think I need you. Wait. Okay. What? Is that what I need? Yeah, I don't need that. Okay. Oh. And there's only one other thing I don't need. I don't need you. Okay. And save. And basically now all this code should end up doing, instead of telling it to go forward a certain amount of times, it'll only end up going forward how many blocks are inside of it. So it'll only go forward, seeing there's only 8 blocks, it should only end up going forward 8. So let's test this out. Let's see. Okay, it's right now doing that, and it's also replacing the blocks that is underneath it and replacing it with what we've given it. And let's quickly check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has done that. It's basically ended up making a nice little pathway that with 8. So if I ended up putting in 10 blocks, the pathway would be 10. If I put 20 blocks, the pathway would be 20, but seeing that I only ended up putting 8, it's just 8. So now all I need to do is just basically just say, go back 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Okay, now let me quickly get rid of this. Okay. And now believe it or not, that's actually all the... Wait. Boop. Whoops. That's actually all the while loops that I had for this episode. So the only thing left to do is basically show you the if statements. So let's quickly do that. So I'm going to basically end up making a new program. I'm going to call it if, and I think you all know what I'm about to do. State if statement. Okay. So let's quickly do this. Now, this is actually one of my favorite programs out of all. You've seen what the for loops can do. You saw what the while loops can do. But out of all, I think my actual favorite is the if statements, because what they can do is actually quite amazing and impressive, which you will see in a sec or two. So first, we're going to end up starting off with a function, and the function is going to be called compare. And let's quickly do this. Turtle dot select 1, and then I'm going to put an if. Okay, turtle dot, and this is actually a new program, compare. This is a thing. And then then. Yes, I know. English. Then turtle dot dig. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that's basically all you need to do, and then put end. But if you're a bit creative, you could also end up doing this. Okay. Now, at this point, I might as well end up telling you what this program's actually going to be doing. You can see all these programs, all these ors down here. Now, basically, why it says compare is, if you end up putting a certain block here, or in this case an or, it'll keep... Basically, what this program is going to be doing, it's going to end up looking for whatever's in front of it, if or if not it is the block it needs, or not needs. So if it's the block it needs, basically what this turtle's going to do, it's going to dig for the block it needs. If there was an iron ore block right here, it would end up taking that block. If it's not the iron block, basically what it's going to do, if I just type down this last bit of code, down, and then end, and of course I can't forget the actual function, compare, boop, boop. Basically what happens if the block in front of it is not a iron ore, it'll basically just jump up and down in anger. Now, obviously you don't need this bit, but the guy I was actually watching ended up putting in this bit, and I found it a bit creative, so I decided to put it in. So basically, just to show this off, if I end up putting a gold block in, obviously that's going to go jump up and down because it ain't no iron block. Doop, doop. And if we now do if statement, it jumped up and down because the block in front of it is not iron. But if we end up now putting an iron block in front of it, hold on, and now we'll just put this in here. Okay, and now we do this. It ended up getting rid of that block and ended up putting it in its inventory because it is the block it needs. Now, that is all good. Although now we now have extra ones. Actually, no, that's fine. That's perfect. That's actually what I need. Okay, now we're going to end up actually doing one better and actually end up improving this program. Notice how it only ended up checking the block in front of it. Now we're going to end up doing one better. Hold on. I did a stupid. I'm going to end up placing a whole line of blocks. Let's see. 1, 2. Okay. Boop. Boop. And then put... Okay. Boop. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay. And then. Okay, and then finally put this down. Okay, and finally put this down. And now I want to check how long this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, we'll put one blast block down, and obviously that will be this. Okay. Whoop, there. Okay, so basically what I've done here, I've made a little line for it. Basically what this block is actually going to do. Not this block, sorry. This... Sorry, I didn't know why I did that. I didn't actually press the escape button. Basically what this block is going to do, I'm going to make it end up checking all of these blocks, and every time it comes up against something that's not an iron ore, it'll end up jumping up and down. Once it comes up against an iron ore, it'll end up digging it. So just to end up improving this, let's quickly go back to if statement, and let me quickly try and improve this. Now, where am I? Okay. Now, instead of doing something up here, all I need to do actually is this. Okay. So all I need to do is put a 4a and then equals 1, 10, then do, and then boop, boop, whoops, boop. There we go. I did a boop, finally. And I'm going to do turtle dot turn right, turtle dot forward. And once again, you can definitely tell my typing skills have gone better, because this used to take me ages. Although as I talk, I'm slowing myself down. Stop it, brain. Stop it. Left. Is that correct? Yeah, left. And finally, end. Alright. That should hopefully be it. Okay, so now that all this turtle's going to do, it's going to end up searching through this entire row, jump up and down whenever it's whenever something's wrong, and whenever something's right, it'll end up breaking the block. You'll see what I mean. Okay, so now let's quickly escape here. Okay, and now if we run this, as I've said before, whenever iron block not near, jump up and down in anger. Whenever iron block is near, punch it and get it. So now if we run this, what have I done? What has DW done? Oh, I see what I've done. Okay, I thought I was actually getting ready to pause the video there for a second. Sorry, because I thought I would never be able to find the problem. Okay, now let's run it and see what happens. Okay, it jumps up and down because it's not iron. Takes the iron because that's iron. Jumps up and down. Jumps up and down. Take iron. Whenever it's not iron, jump up and down. Jump up and down. Take iron. Jump up and down. Jump up and down. Take iron. And there we go. And I'd like to end up pointing something out. You're probably thinking that this turtle ends up stopping when there's no more line to check. You would actually be wrong, because let me quickly show you something. Oh, I know. Don't panic, viewers. I know why it's done this. Let me quickly go right. I did it bad again. Okay. Go forward 10? Okay. Perfect. Left. Okay. Crap. I'm really bad at this today. There we go. Okay, now I should be able to get to the program. Yes, I can. Okay. As you can see, I ended up putting 1 to 10. That's because that's actually telling it to check, end up going through the line and check check all of this. You know what I mean. Go through all these blocks 10. So if I end up only putting 5, it would still end up checking if there was something there, and obviously it wouldn't be there, and meaning that it would still jump up and down because there's nothing there, meaning that no iron. But as you can see, it did that beautifully. It ended up getting all the iron perfectly, meaning that this program works once again beautifully. Okay, so that works okay, but now let's move on to the last bit of code, which, albeit program, sorry, which in my opinion is actually my favorite of all. You'll see why in a second. Now if I can quickly get out of this, and boop. And I'm going to quickly end up making a new program. I'm going to call this if part 2. Yeah, if part 2. Okay. And let me quickly set everything up for the grand finale. Okay. I'm going to need, let's see, I'm going to need you here. Is that facing the right way? Yes, it is. I'm going to need you here. And I'm going to need some redstone right here, and I'm also going to need this on standby. I'm not going to activate it yet. And I'm also going to need you, and you. Okay. Now, this program is actually my favorite of all because it ends up kind of working like a shop. You'll see what I mean in a second. Let me quickly just let me quickly just type all the code down because this is actually a lot to type, and I don't actually want to waste any time just jabbering away. So let me quickly type all this down. Then okay, then where am I here? Okay. 10. And then finally, turtle dot turn right. Turtle dot select 5, and then turtle dot drop and boop, and turtle dot turn left, turtle dot select, and then 1 turtle dot drop. Am I putting drop down? Yeah, drop, and then 1. Okay, and hold on, I'm slowly catching up with myself. I'm gonna put else if, and then turtle dot get item count. That's not count. No wonder I can't count. I can't spell count in order just to count. And then dot then. Whew, this is a lot to type. Turtle. Sorry, I'm making sure all of this is spelled correctly. Turn right. Then turtle dot select. I'm gonna quickly save, because if I end up accidentally breaking all of this, I will be really annoyed, because I am not typing all of this out again. God no. Okay. Turtle dot turn left, and then turtle dot select 2, then finally turtle dot drop boop, then boop, and finally end. Save. Okay, good. Okay, now let me quickly explain what this program actually does. It basically works like a shop. Now, you know, if you end up giving money to someone and they basically give you the item that you want, basically what this program's actually going to do is, if I end up activating it, it'll end up basically go on forever. It'll never stop, because at no point in this program I've told it to stop at a certain point. And if you end up giving it a certain item, like if I gave it a diamond, it would end up giving me a diamond chest plate. If I give it an emerald, it'll give me this iron sword. But I think the best way to explain this is to show you. So if I now just run this, okay, it now never stops. It's now never stopping. As you can see, you can tell it's never stopping because it's right now not moving in any way. Now, I'm actually going to be honest, for those that have not watched the other guy who I've watched in order to find all this out. I kind of thought, in order to show this to you, it would be impossible, because the way he does it, he ends up actually using a different mod along with this mod in order just to show it. And I thought to myself, there's no way I can end up finding a way to do this with just random Minecraft things that I just find from getting creative mode. Well, guess what? I was wrong, and apparently I'm much more smart than I let myself on. That almost rhymed. I was wrong, I was smarter than I let myself on. Rhyme. Okay. If I basically end up, basically this is a dropper, for those who don't know Minecraft. It'll end up dropping this diamond into the turtle, and what the turtle actually should do, with the money it ends up getting, it should end up actually dropping it over here, and hopefully end up putting it in its chest. Now, by activating this, I'm going to end up activating the redstone by putting down a redstone torch. Now, it should end up going from here, turning this way, and end up giving me a diamond chest plate, because I'm giving it a diamond. If you weren't following that, don't worry. I barely followed my own monologue as well. But long story short, this should work. Now, if I basically just put this down, and it ended up giving me a diamond chest plate, as you can see here, and just on top of that, the diamond I ended up putting into it is now in here, which is brilliant. Now, if I end up doing doing something like this again, if I end up putting a emerald in there and then put it should end up giving, if I end up putting this down, it should end up giving me the iron sword. And it gave me the diamond sword, the iron sword, like I said, and it ended up putting the emerald in this chest. So now we end up actually having a working shop that if you ended up wanting to have, it basically works. Obviously, you can't end up stacking stuff like iron swords or diamond chest plates, but if you wanted to, you can end up just placing loads of... Let's take an example here. I've taken out this. It'll end up giving me only one iron ore. Just to show you, if I end up putting down this, and then... Where am I here? Oh, wait, no, at the top. I think it's best it's at the top. It only gave me one, and the rest is in here. So basically, I just managed to make my own little shop, which ends up giving me loads of stuff, and the emerald's right in here. It ends up making money. So basically, I'm kind of geeking out over this, to be honest. So basically, if you want to end up making your own little shop on, I don't know, something like a server, you just need to end up making a sign or something saying, put your stuff in here, then you just break the block, put that in there. Because I believe if you just end up putting the block in here, it doesn't end up going away. You need to end up breaking this and then put it down, then it'll do it. But long story short, I've basically just managed to end up making my own little shop, and I've shown you how to do it, and on top of that, which I find kind of brilliant, I actually managed to end up doing this without end up using another mod like the other guy, which in some ways I'm a bit surprised. I don't think he actually knew you could end up doing stuff like this. It doesn't matter. But that's actually all I've ended up... unlike the other episode, I've actually ended up showing you all the code I actually have for you guys. So I'm going to end the episode off here. Hope you all enjoyed. Make sure subscribe, make sure to leave a like. If you want to support this channel, make sense to your friends, your cats, or your goldfish. And I guess I'll see you next time. Bye! Oh, also, if at any point you didn't understand, you felt like I didn't explain this that well, make sure to check out the guy that I end up watching in order to find out all this information in the description below. But hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.